Hey, Ginger. I slept in today. I woke up just in time to go into Molly's. I don't know what you guys were talking about. I know what you were talking about, but I don't know how it started or if they were talking about haters or what. Seems to be a lot of them around. Don't have anything else better to do than to hate on people. You think they would get bored about doing that, but I guess they don't. I smashed my tablet to smithereens, and now it's under warranty, but hopefully, yeah, the potato story. There's nothing new though. What's going on with that? I'm kind of waiting until they catch the little bugger. I mean, every time I look and see, like I type in his name, there's never anything new. They haven't caught him. They don't know where he is. Hey, Texas girl. Not so beautiful today. Look at me. I slept in today. Yeah. The sister, yeah, I heard her interview this morning. But she doesn't have anything to tell either, except that she saw them. I think the parents might be involved in hiding him. Like that guy that said that he saw him, supposedly he saw him driving a truck. Like how does that happen? You know what I mean? Like how did they see him driving a truck when he left on foot? That's what I don't get. I do not get that. Ugh. YouTube just drives me crazy anymore. Hey Jamie, how you doing, sweetie? Post your link in here if you want. Jamie's my buddy, my pal. Oh, what did you say? The sister is news, but she really didn't have anything to add to the story. I mean, I'm just waiting for him to get caught if he's even still alive. Because usually those cowards end up, taking the easy way out. Excuse me. There's just so many stories, sad stories out there. I'm like, oh my gosh, this one just went completely viral. I guess maybe because she's she was pretty. They seemed to be a nice couple, and then it just all went to hell. I think that's why certain stories like catch the media's attention, like Chris Watts story and all that. Think about it. It's usually the ones that are really nice looking, and yeah, they're the ones that catch the attention of the world. And I'm sure this is all over the world because there's millions of people that go missing every year. I don't know if there's millions, but there's thousands of people that go missing every year, and they don't get the attention that this got. And sadly, it ended up tragically. Like Summer Wells, that caught the attention of a lot of people. That little boy, what was his name? Jacob. He got, hey, Jojo. Hey, sister. He got the attention of a lot of people. 60 Minutes Australia did a segment on her, on Gabby Petito. Yeah. Hi, Cindy. Congratulations on the new grandbaby. Everybody, Cindy just had a grandbaby yesterday. Yay! Happy for you. She was a little early. Our little guy was early last year too, in December, and he had to go into the NICU because his lungs weren't fully developed. I don't know how your daughter's baby is doing. She got the cutest name. Yes, listening. I have Stella while her mommy and daddy are in the hospital. Thank you. Yes, she's adorable too. She's so cute. How much did she weigh? Because she was what, 3 weeks early? Our little guy was 3 weeks early and weighed 6 pounds something. He was pretty big for being 3 weeks early. Like he wasn't underweight at all, but his lungs weren't fully. Hey, Ashley's World. Hello. Nice to see you. God, this YouTube just drives me crazy. Urgh. I don't know why it does this to me all the time. Yeah, they're having breaking news about Brian Laundrie's sister lying about seeing Brian. But now she says that she wasn't lying. So what was it? Was she lying or she wasn't lying? Like I don't understand. Like, did she lie or did she not lie? I don't get it. Mommy and baby are doing great, and Everly is 7 pounds, 7 ounces. That's big for being that early. Yeah. Can you imagine if she would have gone full term? Oh, Lordy. My daughter, I was 2 weeks over with my daughter, and she was 8 pounds, 9 ounces. 8 pounds, 9 ounces, and I gave birth naturally. It wasn't the greatest experience of my life. And then 14 months later, I have my son, who is 6 pounds, 5 ounces. Like, he was nothing. I didn't even look pregnant when I was pregnant with him. She would have been 9 or 10 pounds. Yeah, exactly. Well, you had big babies though, right, Cindy? My daughter was pretty big. She was 8 pounds, 9 ounces. My son was small. My first son was 8 pounds, 10 ounces. He's 25 now. Yeah. It's funny, like everybody has a different like story about, when they, all I had for my daughter was back labor the whole time. And it never went around because the nurse would tell me, well, you got to start worrying when it goes around to the front. Never went around to the front, always stayed in my back. Now for my son, it was all front labor, and it was nothing compared to my daughter. It was like barely anything. She was due October 23rd, but with the preeclampsia, yeah, that's what happened with my my daughter-in-law too. She had the preeclampsia. They took her yesterday. She had a schedule because that's real dangerous for the baby and the mother. So yeah. All my kids were big babies. What was your smallest baby? Was it your son? My smallest was my son. Well, I only had 2. So my son was only 6 pounds. I might. Hi, Joy. How are you, darling? Am I buffering? Press 1 if I'm buffering, because I'm buffering on my phone. Oh, no, I'm not buffering now. My smallest was my third child. He was 8 pounds, 6 ounces. And that's a pretty big baby, 8 pounds, 6 ounces. My daughter was my biggest one. She was 8 pounds, 9 ounces. So, and my son, like I said, like I had all back labor for my daughter, and that was awful. It never let up the whole time. It was so awful. Joy Lang, how are you doing, honey? I think about you all the time. I actually tried to message you, and I never got a response. I have you on my phone, but I also have you on Discord. I tried to message you in Discord. Hi, Angela. Good day to you. All my babies were 6 pounds. Oh my goodness. You had just tiny babies. Yeah. Tiny little babies. No, I have the same number. I tried to message you on Discord because I have you on my, like private message you in Discord. I tried to message you there. Oh, you know what? I had to take my phone is getting taken in to get repaired because I'm not getting messages. And then my tablet, I smashed the crap out of it the other day. I dropped it on the floor and the whole screen splintered out. Thank God my birthday's coming up. My antibiotics and steroids are finally working. Yay, I'm so glad for you. I'm so happy for you, Joy. I get worried about you because I know you were really, really sick. Are you getting, did you get the vaccination? I'm just wondering. Because I think we're getting a flu shot and we're getting the booster pretty soon. They're coming home tomorrow morning. As of now, they aren't keeping C-section patients. Yeah, because of COVID. Yeah, I bet. If you're not sick, they're like shoving you out the door. No vaccine yet because you've been too sick. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I'm about ready for my booster. So, and my husband wants us to get the flu shot too, just in case. Now it's changed here. You go into the stores here now and everybody's wearing a mask. Not everybody, it's not mandated, but just about everybody you see in the stores now have masks on. Even me, I'm not taking a chance. I've been wearing masks like in the stores and stuff. And with baby doing good and latching to the boob good, eating good, so they are doing well. That's good. That's good. Yes, congratulations. That was yesterday. They found out yesterday they were going to take the baby by C-section. So yeah, that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to go over to the store, the computer store, and see what I can get. I was thinking about getting an iPad, but all my stuff is on my Android, so I think I'll stick to an Android. I think I'm still in a nightmare. I really miss Steve, and so many of my family lived through the virus with worse health. Only God knows why. Joy, and I'm trying to figure that out too, why some people like And they actually had a story on TV. It was a guy who was young, was in his 40s, and they did an interview with him, and he was dead. He was dead set against getting a vaccine, and he was very sick in the hospital. But before, he got the virus, he was very healthy, active. And 3 weeks after that interview he gave on TV, he passed away. Like, it's a nightmare. And he was in his 40s, Joy. He was in his early 40s, had a young child. And that guy that works with my husband now, he has to get a double lung transplant. As soon as he's strong enough, he's deferred right off the list because he's not strong enough. They don't think he'll survive. They don't think he'd survive a lung transplant. And they won't give you one if they don't think you'll survive one. So it's just all sad. It's all sad. And he was in the Army. He worked out every day. They had their own business. He worked right up until he got sick. I pray he gets it as soon as he is healthy. Yeah, Joy, we all do. We all hope. There's been so much heartache around, here. Like, losing my niece and people losing family members. It's just been, it's been to the point where this drama on YouTube is so not worth it. Family, friends, your people that you love, that's the ones that are worth it. Don't sweat the small stuff, because there's so much bigger stuff that goes on around, and you don't know what people are going through. So leave them alone. Yeah, he's getting stronger. He's actually, and the good news is he's been getting stronger. Like, according to when the last time my husband talked to him, you've been blacking out all morning? Oh my goodness. When did that start? Were you blacking out on Molly's panel too? Oh my gosh. Go to the hospital. Do not let that go. Did it happen after or before? Oh my goodness. Oh, that's what I mean. Like, things. It's my POTS. Okay. But isn't there anything they can do for that? I can't remember what that stands for. It stands for something. Please go to the hospital. She knows what it is. It stands for something. POTS stands for something. And I can't remember what it stands for. I don't lose consciousness, but I will lose sight and sometimes hearing. The other day was really weird for me too. Like, I got up. My husband was already gone to work, and I was going to the bathroom, and I kept losing my balance, and I didn't know why I kept losing my balance. I actually had to hold on to the wall, and yeah, it was weird. It was really weird. I mean, I didn't lose consciousness or anything, but I just kept losing my balance, and I'm like, wow, I wonder what this is all about. I look forward to the day when we are all in better health and America's back to normal. Yes, I agree. I hear they're getting snow in Canada already. Oh my goodness. I know why it happens. It just happens. You know why it happens. And plus, I don't trust the hospitals. Yeah, no kidding. You've had your fair share of crap go on in the hospitals. I don't know. I don't even want to. Every time I've gone to a doctor in the last couple of years, I've ended up in the hospital. So I don't even want to go to the doctor. Not even for my shoulder, like my sore shoulder. That's where I had my staph infection, was in my shoulder, my right shoulder, and it's been sore lately. And I can tell when I'm driving because it like cracks. And I'm not even scared to go to the hospital for that. Yeah, I don't blame you. I do not blame you at all. I'm just, I'm, I'm fed up with a lot of things. That's why I unsub so many channels on here. It's just like, forget it. It's not worth me even paying attention to them. That's why I don't know. Like I haven't watched any of Molly's haters. I haven't watched any of what went on during that time. Ask your doctor for mupirocin ointment. My sister's doctor prescribed it for her to rub in her nose before she goes out. It is supposed to trap the bacteria. Oh, I'm going to have to write that down. I'm writing that down right now. Do you have to get that with a prescription, or you can just buy it over the counter? Mupirocin ointment. Or do you have to have a prescription for it? I'm just so fed up with the hospital. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about don't worry about your language in here. I understand completely. My doctor gave me a prescription since I've been sick. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Cindy. I usually have more thumbs down than thumbs up. I'm to the point where I really don't care anymore about views, thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, I'm here for you guys, to talk to you guys. I don't care what other people think of me. I don't care what haters think of me. It's been, for me, it's been sickening to try and defend myself all the time, and I won't do it anymore. I'm just done with it. The people that know me, the people that are closest to me, know that I'm not that person that they portray me to be. And that's the ones that I care about. So, I always have to put my live chat on. I always forget about my live chat. Hey, Joy, I saw you in Molly's, but I can't remember if I said hello. I think I said hello to her. I was only in there off and on, like in and out. I saw someone in there I didn't want to see, so I left real quick. Sometimes it's best just to not acknowledge the person that you don't want to see. So anyways, so we're going to go to the store tonight and see if I can get myself a tablet or an iPad. I'm not sure if I want an iPad or a tablet yet. I'm thinking about an iPad, but the thing is, all my good stuff is on my Android, and I don't want to. Hey, Dawn Marie, how are you, girl? Nice to see you. It's my birthday, so. Ugh. I made the best meal yesterday. I got it from, do you guys ever watch what's her name? The Pioneer Woman? I made the best casserole. Oh my gosh, it was so good. It's kind of like a lasagna casserole. Oh, it's not my birthday yet. It'll be my birthday in next week. I have a laptop and only use it if I need it. I'm using it right now. I use my laptop every morning. But I like my tablet. I do like my tablet because I watch like Netflix. I watch all kinds of stuff, and I put my earbuds in. Doesn't bother my husband. And I've been watching a lot of movies on Netflix lately. Like, I mean, a lot of movies. If you guys get a chance, watch Guilty with Jake Gyllenhaal. It's a good movie. He's a 911 operator, and he's trying to save a woman's life. And it's good. It's a good movie. Hi, Lou. I don't have any computer. Will gladly take anyone's old PC they don't want. Well, if I ever get rid of this one, I'll remember that. I will remember that. The thing is, I'm scared I'll lose all my stuff from my Android, because I really do want an iPad, but I don't want to lose all the stuff I have on my Android tablet, which is a lot of stuff. But I like iPads. I like their programs better. So we'll have to see. Anybody want to come up today? I haven't had people come up for a while. Nobody loves me. I lost everything on my phone on the left. You know what? And I was thinking to myself too, is it that big a deal to lose everything? I mean, I don't think so. I want to make sure I have like YouTube. I want to make sure I have, Facebook, because I talk to my kids through Facebook. My Twitter account, I'm not really worried about my Twitter account. And you can get almost every program on an iPad that you can get on a Android. Sprint let me keep Steve's phone for his memory. I mean, pictures I lost. Yeah, and that's the only thing I'm worried about is the pictures. I don't want to lose the pictures. My mom's pictures, my dad's pictures. But I know how to find them because, my sister and my brothers have all the pictures. What was up with Twitter and Instagram being down all day yesterday? I heard Facebook was down. I didn't hear about Twitter being down. I only go on Facebook to talk to my kids, so barely go on it to do anything else. So I did hear something. I saw something on the news about Facebook being down, and I don't know what that was all about. Seriously, I don't know. I have no clue. Yeah, it is nice that they did it, Joy. Joy, are you getting ready for Halloween? I see like a witch's hat on you. I've got to start doing that. And last year we did that too. We had all our like our scary nun things and stuff. They were down to clean up stuff before whistleblower testifies. And yeah, that's what I saw too. I did see that actually. Are they up again? Are they up and running today, or what's going on today? Not Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp. I only have Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. I don't have WhatsApp. I don't even know what that is, to be honest with you. It's hot in here today. I gotta put my air conditioning on. My house is decorated for my grandbabies, and I'm going to be a skeleton for Halloween. Oh my goodness. You always go all out, Joy. Last year, remember what you were last year? Weren't you like a Raggedy Ann? Oh my gosh, she was a Raggedy Ann. She was amazing. Oh, those were the days, huh, Joy? You should have seen her all dressed up. She looked so cool. That and her house all decorated for Christmas. Vampire Raggedy Ann. Yep, that was it. See, I do remember things sometimes. I mean, I can't remember what I ate for breakfast yesterday, but I can remember something from a year ago. You scared the kids. Oh, you probably got a kick out of it too. Oh my goodness. So anybody got it? So nobody wants to come up, I guess, huh? I'm going to put the link in the chat. In case anybody wants to come up and talk. And then I'll just pin it to the top. And then if you want to come up, you can just click the link. And we can come up and chat. Does anybody see? I don't know why. I think it's because we're at the end of our street and then there's like woods. Okay. There's a house and then there's woods. The kids won't trick or treat. And every year, seriously, every year we buy all kinds of candies. And one year we got one kid and swear to God, he got half the bowl of candies because we didn't get anyone else. But usually what happens is we don't get any kids and we end up giving all the candy to our grandkids because the kids don't come here. I think they're scared and there's no lights. So I think they're scared, to come. You scared the kids. That's funny. That's what Halloween, what Halloween used to be? When I was growing up, you could dress up like witches and, vampires and all that stuff. Now in the school my daughter's kids go to, they are not allowed to dress up as anything like demonic, like a vampire, a witch, anything like that, because it's a Catholic school. So it's like against the religion. And I remember when we were kids, it was so much fun to dress up like, in those kind of costumes because, it was Halloween. We haven't had kids come by in 25 years, I bet. Yeah, I really don't know. I mean, I sit there on the step, even when it's cold out, I'll sit there on a step with a great big bowl of candy waiting for the kids to come by. I'm not some kind of weirdo. I want to see the costumes. I found a broken doll costume I thought about wearing. What's a broken doll costume? I don't know what that is. Seriously. Lou Hammer, I'm dressing up as a nudist. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is going to be hard for my niece's family this year, Halloween. they are definitely moving. They found a place where they're moving to. So um, that'll be good for them to get away from that house. It's scary. My granddaughters are going to be good and bad witches. Hi, Candace. How are you doing, babe? Nice to see you. I know I'm boring, guys. I know I'm boring. I had slept in today. I didn't have a subject, but I think I have a subject that I want to talk about on a later live, and that is going to be about grief. And I don't know if this is like a subject anybody wants to talk about, but I talked about this with my psychiatrist because I couldn't, like, I really was having a hard time with our loss. And I am bipolar, so I thought I was taking it extra hard because of being bipolar. And and he told me, he said, I just want to tell you this, that just because you're grieving doesn't have anything to do with your mental illness. It's a process that you have to go through. So I just want to, like, maybe do a live about grieving and how different people grieve, and how I myself have gotten through this. I'm still not through it. I mean, it's still really hard, but I think a lot of people need to talk about stuff like that, because it's all like, I don't even remember taking my parents. I mean, I was upset when my parents passed away, but I kind of remember that, at least, they had lived their lives and blah, blah, blah. But when you lose someone that's that young, 9 years old, it's kind of like you keep saying to yourself, it's just not fair. It's just not fair. I mean, it's life. Things happen. Death and grief make people uncomfortable. I know people don't know what to say to you. I think the only thing you can say to someone, there's things that, and the priest or the pastor at the funeral said, you just have to say sorry for your loss. I'm here if you need to talk. It's even uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable for people that are going through grief to verbalize what they're feeling. Like, I know a lot of times I've talked to people close to me about her death, and I've completely broken down, and all they can say is, all they need to say to me is, I understand and it's okay. And but I think it would be an interesting subject to probably touch on. Maybe uncomfortable for some, maybe not. But I mean, practically everybody on here has had to deal with some kind of loss at some point in their life. And, I think it would be good to know. I think that's a great idea. Yeah, Remy. I mean, it's just like, I cry every night because I think I need to really get it out. My way of dealing with it at first was getting mad. I was just so mad at God, if that makes any sense. I just like, no, 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 no. I just kept saying it over and over. I just couldn't get it out of. I couldn't get it out enough, and I kept saying, it's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair. I know, Remy, you lost your mother when you were quite young, so it's something that I think people are uncomfortable with, but people need to talk about. God isn't the only entity at work. Yeah. Uh, it's just, that's who I had in my head to blame. I had to blame someone, and and I couldn't like sleep at night. I couldn't sleep at night for a good 2 weeks. I just couldn't. Every time I tried, "You never cry, Lou." That's all I did. Every time I thought about it, every time I went to talk about it, even still now, I my heart is in my throat. My husband asked why God was doing this to him, and I explained Satan is here also. Yes. Yeah, I believe that too. I've been dealing with grief for 20 years. People will get uncomfortable, and I always get asked how I felt. I tell them I was pissed off for a long time. Yeah, it just seems like so unfair, you know, and people don't understand. And that's when I was talking to my psychiatrist. He was like, you just have to understand that this has nothing to do with mental illness, and you're just going through the process in your own way, like everybody does in their own way. You can be mad. You go through all the stages, madness, sadness, remembering the great times, and then you feel guilty when you remember something really really nice about her, and then you just laugh because she did something funny, and then you feel guilty, like, you know knowing where she is right now. Is she okay? You know, and it's just hard. And I think it's an important subject that people need to deal with, because I think a lot of us have had to deal with it. I heard you better get Christmas bought early because it will be hard to get things by then. I think I'm going to just give everybody money. That's what everybody seems to want. Except the younger ones. I mean, the younger ones, they always want gifts, but I'm not even thinking about Christmas. Like, well, everything is going to be hard this year in that family. Christmas is going to be hard. Thanksgiving is going to be hard. Halloween is going to be hard. Everything, every milestone for a couple of years is going to be hard in this family. However, I have learned to embrace that people deal with things their way. Sometimes you have the bad moments, but I promise there's more good than bad. Yeah, I agree, Remy. And I can talk about it now without breaking down. I couldn't, like, probably a week ago, I couldn't even mention, I couldn't talk about her, period. Joyland, yep, food as well. They've shut down half of Nike factories. There is traffic jam to the ports. Can't even get resin to make trash cans. Wow. Why didn't I know about this? I heard there's a shortage on cars too. Is that true? Like, this is crazy. This is really crazy. My doctor said that the holidays will be hard because we always had them and decorated. Yeah. I'm sorry, Joy. I'm so sorry. My prayers go out to you, honey. I think about you all the time. I really do. It's, I mean, what can you say? What is there? I mean, you can't say I know how you feel. You can't say anything that's going to make you feel better, because nothing is going to make you feel better. Our shelves are empty, and Nissan has tens of thousands of cats waiting on chips. Wow. Cars, furniture, household items. They said groceries are going to jump. Beef may. You know what? I did notice in the grocery store that a lot of things are more expensive. Like, what's up with that? Like meat. As I went to the grocery store yesterday, I'm like, what? You're kidding me. Cars, yeah. I thought it's like cars waiting on chips. It just, and I want to get I need some new furniture in my house, but it's just like not going to happen. It's not going to happen for a while. Our house is like, ugh. Poultry, I think, was estimated to jump 10 to 12. Yeah, you know what? Chicken used to be really cheap, and it's not anymore. It's gone up. They told me 3 months to get dining room suite. Really? Holy cow. 3 months? Jesus. It's crazy. I'm trying to get rid of stink bugs in my house. They've overrun my house. Oh, my husband's headstone is going to take up to a year. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry, Joy. It may be good for you to get new furniture. It may distract you, but remember, you don't always have to be distracted, if that makes sense. Well, I've been put on these tranquilizers because when I did talk to him, because of course they talk to you, they pull out what's bothering you. And I'm not to take like all the time, but when I get overwhelmed or whatever, it's just to take ease the pain a little bit, because honestly, it's not an easy thing to deal with. Oh God, I hate those things. They're awful. They are awful, and they do stink. I don't care what anybody says. These stink bugs are disgusting. I don't know. I didn't get those. Could have been that I told my therapist to have off. I'm not going to. You know what? 3 therapists I went through, and now they expect me to find my own therapist, which I'm not going to do. So they're sending me a bunch of names, and I don't even know if our insurance is going to cover it. If they don't cover it, I'm not going to a therapist. Sorry. Just not going to do it. I mean, they just dredge up stuff you don't want to talk about. And there's a lot of stuff I don't want to talk about from my past, from especially this stuff. What just happened is just something I don't want to talk about. You know, it's been hard. So, anyways, I'm just waiting to see if that Brian Laundrie shows up somewhere and they find him and arrest him and do what they need to do. I haven't really been paying close attention. Bye, Angela. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you so much. Okay. Bye, Lou. Everybody's leaving me. You guys don't love me. My doctor said wait a year to go to grief counseling. Yeah. Do you know that their brothers and sisters, mom and dad, went the very next day after the funeral? Hey, Brian. Yes, I know. Brian, Is there an Air Force base in Dayton, Ohio? My husband wants to go there and visit. I thought Dayton was like really far from us. It's not that far. But supposedly there's some kind of Air Force base there. Yeah, that's where he wants to go. So if we go there, I'm going to call you on Facebook and tell you, yeah, that's where he wants to go, to the museum. I'm going to call you and tell you that we're there. I don't know when he wants to go, but one of these days he wants to go there. Might be in the wintertime. Who knows? I didn't know there was a base there. I just don't think of Dayton, Ohio as a place that's got, yeah, they supposedly have. You don't have to buy dinner. We'll just find a place and meet. Also, Wright Brothers Museum. I think that might be the one he wants to see too. He's like, so interested in. When we were in Washington, he went to see a bunch of stuff about like airplanes. But he really wants to go to Dayton and see the museum there. Have you guys ever gone to the Flight Museum in DC? Yeah, that's the one that he went to when we were there. He did one of those Segway tours, around the city. Those Segways. No, Brian, stop. We can afford to buy our own dinner. But I do want to meet you if we go there. Show my husband that not everybody on the internet is a weirdo. He doesn't like YouTube. Well, he doesn't like YouTube for himself. He would not have anything to do with going on YouTube. The plane Kennedy was on, Sam, 2600 is here, Air Force One. I know you can afford it. Yeah. Well, we'd drive there one day and stay overnight, like get a hotel room and stay overnight. So, well, I can say now that I've been to the nation's capital now. I never was there before. I'm not a weirdo, Remy. I'm not so weird in person. I know you're not. I'm not worried about it. I just thought it would be cool to, like, if we go there and see the museum, to call you up and like meet you guys, you and your wife and kids somewhere for dinner. I mean, Orville and Wilbur. That's the Wrights, right? Hi, tiny comedian. How are you, dear? I'm just as weird as I seem in person. You're not weird. Wright's house is here too. There's someone else famous from Dayton, Ohio, isn't there? Isn't there some actor from Dayton? That's why I wanted to talk to you the other day, because I wanted to ask you about if there was like some kind of museum or something in Dayton, because that's where my husband wanted to go. And I checked it out. We're like 5 hours from Dayton, which is about the same amount of time as we were from to the DC. Martin Sheen, that's who it was. Rob Lowe. Oh, Rob Lowe too. Ooh, he's a cutie. He's a cutie patootie. I'm needing to clean, but I got no sleep thinking of all the things I need to do, but I'm doing all right. Hope you all are well. Yes, we are. Thank you for saying that. Phil Donahue. Jesus Christ. How many people are from Dayton, Ohio? Jeez, you got a lot of people. Irma Bombeck. I knew there was someone famous. I think it was Martin Sheen, though, that I was thinking of. But not all those other people. I didn't know about Rob Lowe and Phil Donahue and Jonathan Winters and all that. Those people. Irma Bombeck, wasn't she a columnist? Yesterday was my attempt to do things. Painted my cabinets and a wall. I'm not doing anything in here. We don't own it. If I owned it, I would, but I'm not doing anything to a place that I don't own. We're looking into buying our own place, so. Sam Kinison was from there too? Oh my gosh. There was a lot of people from there. Holy cow. Holy moly. Brian, are you on a break? Or are you playing hooky from work? Are you playing snooky? Nobody wants to come up and talk to me today, Brian. I'm so hurt. Hey, Margie. Hello. I want to sell and get something bigger, but everything with jobs, etc., is up in the air. Oh, we're definitely going to buy something, but he wants up north in the country. I don't know if I want to live in bear country. Sam used to preach here downtown. Preach? He was a preacher? I'm on lunch eating. Oh, okay. Well, so you're not playing hooky. Do you pack your lunch? Dave Chappelle is from here too. He still lives here. Dave Chappelle lives there? Oh my gosh. You know, a lot of people that live in Dayton, Ohio. How big is Dayton? What's the population there? What's the population in Dayton? Population. Nobody loves me. Nobody wants to come up. That's okay. It's a big city. Is it bigger than Pittsburgh? I don't think Pittsburgh is that big, to be honest with you. I mean, a lot of people know about it, but I think Pittsburgh's smaller than Philadelphia. It sounds like it's a big city. To be honest with you, I'm a little unnerved about move to my town. Very small, one restaurant and store. You're in Florida still, right, Joy? I won't dox you on here. You're in Florida, right? Country, woods, fields. My husband loves the country. He wants to move out into the country. He wants to be out where there's snakes and bears and deer. And Woody Harrelson is from outside Dayton in New Lebanon. I actually have heard of New Lebanon. Yeah, my husband would be right in his element. Not me. Not me. Don't like rattlesnakes. Don't like deer. Don't like bear. Not that I don't like them. I do like them. I'm scared of them, especially rattlesnakes. They got some big ones there. Hi, Shaz. Nice to see you. Hillary Clinton went to college here. That's all I know. Where? In New Jersey? Hillary Clinton's... I'm not a fan of Hillary Clinton, to be honest with you. How you doing, Shaz? My sweetie. My sweet girl. They filmed Harper Valley PTA in New Lebanon. Woody was an extra in that movie. Really? Brian, how do you know all this information? How do you remember all this information? My God, I never remember anything. I don't remember what I ate for breakfast yesterday. Now, you see what you did? You put that down there, and now I'm going to have to go and find that movie and watch to see if I can find Woody Harrelson in that movie. He must have been young. And we had Barnum and Bailey. Timex has a museum here. Wow. I will. I definitely will. I've been doing a lot of watching movies. I think there's a word for it when like things come up in a movie that it wasn't supposed to be seen. There's a word for that. What was the movie you recommended? Are you talking to me? It's called Guilty. It's on Netflix. It's about a 911 operator that tries to save this woman. It's pretty good. It's a good movie. And it's got like a twist at the... Hi, Carlos. Good to see you. It's got kind of a twist at the end. So I never expected what happened at the end to happen. So, and I can usually figure out things. Not saying I'm smart, but I can usually figure out what the twist is going to be. But I was floored. I seen that movie. It was one of the first movies I saw on premium cable channel. Barbara Eden is in that movie. Harper Valley PTA. Yeah. If anyone has Prime Video, the series Red Oaks is awesome. I have it. It's a series. What's it about, Brian? I've been watching scary movies. Guilty wasn't scary. It was kind of intriguing, but it was kind of like intriguing, but it wasn't scary. It had a lot of, it had a twist at the end that you never would have expected. It never would have expected. It was mind-blowing. So if you guys haven't watched Guilty with Jake Gyllenhaal, watch it. It's really good. It's about life working in a vacation resort. Which movie are you talking about? Oh, Red Oaks. Okay. I'll check it. Is it what kind of genre? Is it a comedy? Is it a comedy, mystery, whatever? What kind of show is it? I'm more of a comedy person. I like comedies too. And I watched a really good movie with Morgan Freeman, Robert Redford, and Jennifer Lopez the other day. And I don't remember what the name of it was, but it was very heartwarming show. Robert Redford plays this really grumpy guy. It's comedy drama. Paul Reiser is Paul Reiser. Mad About You. That's interesting. Yeah, there's I don't know. I mean, I'm not crazy about Prime, like Amazon Prime, but there are a few good movies on there. But I'm more impressed with Netflix. I just find Netflix has more to my taste. Like especially the Netflix originals. I really like those. I find I really, I get into those a lot more. Who's Robert Redford? Good God, Remy, how old are you? Robert Redford? Oh, never mind. Never mind. You wouldn't watch the movie then. Hi, Korea Donna or Donna. How are you? Nice to see you. I had Netflix in the early days. I didn't like it. Amazon Prime is my speed. I have both, and I watch Netflix more than I watch Amazon Prime. Cable Girls on Netflix is great. Oh, I have to check that out. He was an Indecent Proposal with Demi Moore. Who was? Who was? Oh, Robert Redford. Yes, he was. He was. Oh, I can't believe Remy doesn't know who he is. Then she probably doesn't know who Morgan Freeman is because they're both the same age. I mean, they're older, but Radon Girls on Netflix is a good movie about real life. You guys are giving me good ideas what to do this afternoon. I've been actually really staying off YouTube a lot. Like after I go live, like I'll just stay off and just watch movies. I miss my tablet though. I really do. Women Swoon. Oh, yeah. And he actually, Brian, for his age, he's not bad looking. He's actually pretty good looking. Still, like, I mean, he's probably got to be in his late 70s and he's still not bad. Like, he's still not a bad looking guy. Do you know who was in our town last night? The Rolling Stones were here last night. The Rolling Stones. I mean, geez, how old is Mick Jagger now? Like in his 70s? He's got to be in his 70s. Well, if you Google Robert Redford, like when he was younger, he was some good looking guy. Is he 71? Oh, I thought he was older than that. I did. I thought he was older than 71. He looks older than 71. Who's that other guy that plays in this band? But Mick is probably the oldest drug addict ever. I don't know if he's still a drug addict. I guess he went to some town in Ohio, or they were doing a concert, and he went to a bar, and he was sitting there drinking a beer, and nobody bothered him. Nobody knew who the hell he was. Mick is probably the oldest drug. Keith Richards. Oh, God, he looks horrible. Those guys are so skinny. I mean, you just got to wonder what they live off of. Yeah, so anyways, he was some town, some city, I think it might have been in Cleveland or someplace like that. They were doing a concert and he went to a bar and he was just standing up, sitting there drinking a beer, and nobody knew who he was. They have twigs for legs. Well, they lived off cocaine for decades. It's a miracle they're still alive. Yeah. You know what drugs do to you. I know what it did to my son. So my son, by the way, has been doing so awesome. Really good. Very good. He's working. He's got a job. He's like just got a promotion at work. So I'm pretty proud of him. Because he did the whole thing. He went cold turkey and Yeah. But I don't know. I guess nobody wants to come up. So I guess I will. Yeah, it is. Thanks, Brian. I'm proud of him. I mean, he went through the whole thing. He lost his job, lost his house, lost his car, lost everything. Went in rehab, got himself back together, and then now he's got a house. It was kind of in a wreck. He fixed it all up. It's got a nice backyard for his son. He's, he's like, hi, Shauna. Thank you so much, Shauna. Thank you for coming in. I love you. I love Shauna. You guys, if you haven't subbed to Shauna, sub to her. She does some awesome commentary on her channel. I'd come up, but it sucks for my phone. Yeah. I understand. And now all I have is actually my phone. I don't have my tablet anymore. So I'm going to see if I can I'm thinking buy an iPad. I'm thinking about an iPad. I don't know. Maybe not. Major hugs to you, Shauna. Thank you so much. And thank you for the kind words. Thank you for the kind words about my niece that passed away. That was very, very, very nice of you. Thank you. I appreciate that. And some people reached out to me that I didn't expect to reach out to me. And that was really nice of them. Because sometimes, it shows someone's character. I have a desktop. I have one, Brian. I want an iPad. I want a pad or a tablet. It's just one or the other. But I'm leaning towards an iPad is what I'm leaning towards. But who knows? That was so sad, hon. I've had your family in my prayers. Grief is the worst, particularly when they're younger. Yeah, 9 years old was way too young. Way too young. Getting better at talking about it now. I just couldn't talk about it for the longest time. But that's what I kind of was talking about that this morning, doing a series on grief. Because when I saw my psychiatrist like last week, and he said, don't mistake your mental illness, like, because I'm bipolar and I've never denied it, with the grief that you're feeling right now. It's perfectly normal. Everybody has their own way of dealing with grief. So yeah, I thought maybe it was abnormal to be just sitting there and blubbering all the time. Like every time I would talk about her, I would just start bawling and crying. But yeah, and that's what I want, Brian. I think I want an iPad. So that's a thing that we're going to talk about, I think, because the pastor did make suggestions on what to say to someone that's lost somebody close to them, and especially a child. The biggest thing I've learned is grief doesn't ever really go away. It just gets easier to live with. Exactly. And my heart breaks for everybody. And everybody has dealt with it differently. It's just been a terrible loss in our family. And when we sat at the graveside, I can't even tell the story. I'll tell it another time because I'll start crying. And I don't want to do that because it's just, it was, we all held hands and said a prayer. And her little brother went up and said a prayer for the adults, and it was so sweet. And he wanted everybody to be kind to each other, so they'd all go to heaven and see Risa again. And it was just out of the mouths of babes. Sorry. I keep saying I won't. She was so young, though. You know, she was so young. And her mom, when my ex passed, I held his mom. It was the worst thing I've ever seen. Her cries still haunt me. I've got my grief, but nothing like losing a child. Okay, Brian. Thanks, Shauna. It's just been hard on the whole. It's been hard on everybody. But anyways, before I depress everybody in here, I'll just say goodbye. Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for coming in, Shauna. I love you. You know what I feel about you, Joy. I feel the same about you. Everybody that's suffering a loss or dealing with grief, I know how you feel.